Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are on the planet. My name is Sherletta Germain. I'm the host of the Shet Show. I want to welcome you to the podcast presentation we're going to present to you tonight. All right. I know a lot of you have been asking how to get on the Shet Show. What is the Shet Show and how can we be a part? Right? We're doing some dynamic things behind the scenes. We still need some time to get things lined up. And so I figured this would be a great time to introduce to you what the show is about and how you can become a guest. So I've decided to share my screen and we're just going to tap right in, okay? I think, wait a minute. Hold on. Okay. All right. So the Shet Show podcast presentation, this is an introductory podcast episode about two friends having candid conversations. The Shet Show is a podcast focused on having insightful conversations about abundance. In each episode, we'll feature an in-depth discussion between the host, myself, I like to call myself Shet, and a guest on topics related to living a more abundant life. We have a pretty basic standard about the way that we interview. It's just a set of 6 basic questions. It's our mainframe, I call it. We keep those questions basic because it allows us to pull out some stories that our guest will share to maximize their storytelling and to have these dialogues in a conversational setting so that it's not boring or one-sided. One of the things that makes us unique here at the Shet Show, we don't charge guest fees for a guest to come on the show. If we invite you to become a guest, we won't charge you to come on the show or for some of the promotions that we do. Now, we do offer some free promotions and some packages for cross-posting and whatnot, but the initial posting and the plug that we give you, we won't charge you for that, all right? We have a welcoming environment, so we do aim to have a fun, relaxed environment for our guests to share their stories. We have a diverse group of guests that will come from all walks of life and backgrounds. We'll be having candid discussions, unorthodox topics, and also entertaining topics to keep our listeners engaged. Our team members are myself, Sherletta Germain, which I go by Shet, and Larry Penton is our co-host and our moderator. Larry Penton is the CEO and founder of Penton Pending Consulting Solutions, LLC. He's a licensed paramedic and a firefighter as well. And he hails in the Carolina areas, and he's a Midwesterner just like myself. Paperwork, something that we never look forward to, but one of the things that we love to talk about is paperwork. It's important that we protect our brand here at the Shet Show, as well as making sure that you protect yours. So we will have you sign off on a non-disclosure agreement. Each guest must sign a non-disclosure agreement to protect our personal and confidential information. We'll also have you sign a social media release to allow us to use your name and your images and the likenesses thereof for social media content. We have a guest information sheet, which is basic demographic information. Who are we interviewing? How can we reach you? Where can our audience find you? We want to be able to have all of that information on hand before we interview you. Each guest will also be required to sign a consent and release that gives us the permission to record and release the episode either on video or audio or both. We do ask that you send us a professional photo in high resolution for a headshot for our marketing materials or your logo or whatever it is that you're asking us to help promote. And then a short biography of yourself, who you are, what your background is like, and how can we reach you. Some of the guests that we've had on the show And before the Shet Show was the Shet Show, it was the I Am Phenomenally Me podcast. And so we've had some opportunities on Clubhouse and on places like Anchor and Facebook and Instagram. And so these are just a few of the previous guests: Rosalind Camper, Brittany DeSoul, Cassandra Mitchell, also known as Loyalty and Friends. And then, of course, I can't forget about Chef Coco Black, Dear Abuser, Rosalind Camper. I think I talked about her. And then our Black History celebration. We did that all month for the month of February in 22. Some of the ways that we talked about promoting a little bit is at cost to do additional promotions, either on the Instagram or the Facebook ads. And we also have email blasts that are coming soon at cost. All right. When our show gets recorded, it's going to be recorded on StreamYard, and then again on YouTube and Facebook simultaneously. However, our shows get sent over to California, where they have 11 additional platforms that our shows will be listed on, including Spotify and Apple and some of the bigger names. So we plan on having you being heard as our guest all across the world. Different ways that we are going to show you how to grow your audience. You can see there, I'm not going to go through too much of that slide. And that is the end of the slide. So for any questions, please make sure that you reach out to us at SherlettaGermain.com. Otherwise, we will see you later. I thank you so much for attending this brief overview on what the Shet Show is, Abundance Conversations, and I look forward to having you on the show as our next guest. All right? You all be well today and have a phenomenal day. Remember, don't sweat the small stuff. All right? I'll see y'all later.